Kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here, hope you're going awesome. So we're talking real estate today. We're down in Auckland CBD. Figured we'd check out the node of development that's happening around the future NZICC and the City Rail Link station, so the Aotea Station. So that said, let's get into it. So this part of the city is actually quite interesting. If you look at what most commentators talk about, it's typically this drift to the waterfront and sort of the shiny new office buildings and apartment buildings that are happening down there. But one of the things that has been building up over the last couple of years has been a lot of development around the future City Rail Link station, so particularly the Aotea Station, and then also sort of various accommodation projects associated with the NZICC, so the future convention centre, alongside the convention centre itself. So it's quite an interesting part of town. Before we get into things today though, definitely need a coffee. Bit of a long story, but it's the long weekend for NZICC, and yesterday I spent a bit of time moving some furniture. A little bit sore, a little bit tired, definitely need that coffee. So down in this part of town, I'd normally go to Rude Boy Deli, so I think we'll head in there, get a coffee. Right team, so we've got coffee, so life's a little bit better now. Now first up today, I figured we'd check out the NZICC, so the New Zealand International Convention Centre. Now if you recall, a couple of years ago this project got caught up in a massive fire which set its completion back several years, and so this project's one of the big drivers for other projects that's happening in the area, particularly in the accommodation space. And so you can see at the moment scaffold's still up, they've still got a little bit of cranes here as well. But starting to hone in on completion, and I think completion's scheduled at the moment for sort of early 2025, so that'll be exciting to see. Now in terms of the accommodation projects around the NZICC, one of the notable ones is the Hotel Grand Chancellor, and so this is the brand's first hotel in Auckland, and it'll be about 191 rooms. I think the building's about 10,000 square metres. One of the interesting features about the building is it's got quite a bit of public art in it, which is actually quite exciting. And so in addition to that, there's a couple of other projects that have recently completed, and so that includes the Voco HIE Hotel down on Albert Street, which we actually checked out behind the scenes during construction, and there's also the Sedema Hotel, which is located also across the road from the NZICC. So it shows that flood of development into the hotel market, which is interesting because if you went back to like 2019, sort of pre-pandemic, there was actually a shortage of decent quality hotel accommodation in Auckland. So you can see everyone's revving up on that, and they're targeting the area around the NZICC. Now of course the other big project that's driving activity is the City Rail Link, and so we've got the future Aotea Station box sort of nicely progressed over here. And so this station should be a bit of a game changer for this part of the city, because what it's going to do is introduce a big pedestrian flow off the rail system straight into this neighbourhood, and so that's probably going to have an influence on what we see around things like retail in this area, which to be fair has been underloved for quite a long period, particularly with the disruption from the City Rail Link works itself. Now just standing here reflecting, one of the observations is that the City Rail Link station box itself doesn't have a retail frontage to Wellesley Street. It's just got like a giant wall, which I'm sure has a technical reason for being the case, but does seem like a little bit of a missed opportunity to get a sort of hook into that retail footfall once the station is live. And if you look at some of the other buildings around here, they're similar, where they've got walls instead of retail space. And so you'd imagine that once the station goes live, there'll be a couple of premium sites that retailers will gravitate towards. Now also connected to the City Rail Link station is, on top of the station box, is actually going to be the future Symphony Centre, which is going to be a massive mixed-use development with retail, office and residential. So it's going to be quite an exciting addition to this neighbourhood. You've also got the cab apartments on the other side of Aotea Station. We checked those out behind the scenes on the vlog recently as well. Well, that said, we'll wrap up this vlog here. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.